Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. So, in today's lecture, I will continue the current affairs series. So, I will cover complete 1.5 years of current affairs coverage. So, this is crucial for you, especially I will focus on those areas which is crucial for UPSC exams purpose. Okay, not only UPSC but also for state PCS and other exams where current affair is important, right? So my dear friends, uh, syllabus is vast, okay, and journey is so tough for you UPSC especially, okay, but you have to remember the dream is bigger, your dream should be bigger, okay, and lakhs of students, lakhs of aspirants, okay, apply, and thousands may try, but only those who stay consistent and calm will reach at the final stage. So you must be consistent and must be calm so that you can be reach at the final stage. So it is most important. So for this, you must sit straight, take deep breath in meanwhile lecture, and bring your full focus, because what you learn today could be the one line that may change your prelims, mains, and life also. So it is important. So let's begin the lecture. So one thing I want to say, especially for UPSC aspirant, because this is extremely important for your exams as well as life also. Consistent and honesty and discipline, all the things, dedication, are important for your exam, because in meanwhile preparation it is important, as well as it is also important for your entire career, or you can say entire life. So it is important, right? So let us start. So first thing I would like to cover heritage, culture, geography, all the sections of this portion I will cover one by one. So first thing, civil society under siege in India. So this was in news, okay, especially in the Hindu paper, okay. So civil society under siege in India, and this in this article, or we can say in this content, we will discuss threats faced by the India's civic space, particularly organization fighting against the communalism, right, and emphasize the importance of protecting constitutional freedoms. So protecting constitutional freedom is important. So in this we will highlight the constitutional freedoms are under siege in India's diverse and vibrant civil society, and organization actively fighting communalisms are facing severe attacks affecting their funding and leadership, right? Now the state employ various instruments including legal charges, amendments to law, and tax related measures, and curb civic space. So impact is significant on organization supporting minority, Dalit, Adivasi, right, and equity promotion. So this is important, right? So instead of this, there are some challenges, and those are high intensity attacks leading to the financial constraint, okay, and imprisonment for the leader of certain NGO, right? So next thing, shrinking civil space even for neutral or non-communal organization, and utilization of legal instrument like laundering charges, and investigations to intimidate NGO, right? NGO. So these are the challenges faced by, okay. Now amendments to laws such as the FCRA restricting access to foreign funds for NGO. Now intimidation of domestic donors through tax related provisions. So these are the important challenges, okay, faced by people, okay. Now there are some thing which is important in this article, that is civic space, okay. So civic space, something is civic space, okay. And next thing is constitutional freedom. And next is anti communal, right. And next is NGO, right. NGO, that is non-governmental organization. And FCRA, that is Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. FCRA, that is Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. So sometimes it will be asked, it may be there is chance to ask the full form also in the form of statement or some other way. So next thing is money laundering charges, MLC, money laundering charges. Next is civic mobilization. Next thing is secularism. And next is Adivasi right, human right, cause. So these are the things which is important in this article. So there are some statement like the last bastion and ray of hope for India's democracy is its civic space. So it is important. Now the scale of attack on organization actively fighting against communalism is alarming, right. Now the state employs a range of instruments to limit the civic space of various organizations. So for example, Amnesty International, Center for Equity Studies, Citizens for Justice and Peace, among others, facing severe attacks. So next example is Greenpeace transitioning from high intensity attack to lower level. So this is important. Now some facts you must know, okay. So the amendment to the FCRA, okay, the amendment to the FCRA in 2010 and 2020 impacted around 18,000 NGO between 2015 to 2022, right. So 2020 amendment to the Income Tax Act make renewals of NGO, okay, certificate and mandatory every 5 years, right. Now the Central Bureau of Investigation, CBI, is empowered to investigate NGO, right, and under the FCRA. So these are the something which is important for your exam perspective also. So now something that is we want to critical analysis on the article is the article present a critical analysis, okay, right, of the state, especially state's tactics to limit civic space affecting organization fighting against communalism. So it highlights the severity of the attacks and the broader impact on the democratic values, definitely. So I would like to there will be way forward also. So strengthening opposition and regional leaders who will take a clear secular position, okay, mobilization, or we can say mobilizing anti-communal and progressive civic space to safeguard democracy. Now advocating for the protection of constitutional freedom and reviewing stringent law in the impacting of NGO, raising awareness about the importance of civic space in preserving India's democracy, right. So this is important. Now next thing I would like to discuss, that is the next article, the need to examine the examination system, examination system. So in this article we will discuss the challenge and inadequacy in the current examination system of educational institution in India, right. So we will emphasize the need for transparency, oversight and credibility in assessment to ensure the degree and certificates truly reflect students learning achievement, right? So the degree shows the learning and all, your capability, or you can say your credibility. Okay, so this is important, and credibility of the examination system is crucial for maintaining the educational standards. Okay, and decentralized system in India with the numerous university and boards face challenges in maintaining transparency and standardization, right? So the article criticized the focus on money memory based testing, okay, inflation of marks, okay, and lack of emphasis on higher order thinking, that is HOT, right? Higher order thinking skills. So higher order thinking is most important thing. If it is not included, it is not in education system, definitely that education system is worthless, right? So employers often rely on their own assessment rather than institutional constitution, okay, rather than uh, uh, institutional certificates, right? So uh, the article in this article, the suggestions are the use of technology, external audits, and adherence to minimum standards to improve assessment process. So there are some challenges also, and challenges are lack of transparency, okay, and oversight in the examination process, inconsistency and inadequacy in syllabi and teaching methods, confidentiality and leading to the malpractice and scandals in the examination. Okay, now need for the balancing autonomy is important with the proper oversight in educational institutions. So next thing is negligence, okay, and fraud, quality issue in assessment process. So these are the important things, and must improve in this field. Okay, so there are some terms which is important for this article also. So first thing is decentralized system, transparency, oversight, standardization, higher order thinking, autonomy and external audit, credibility, minimum standards and technology in assessment. So these things you have to search on Google and find the exact meaning, okay, and what is it, okay. So you have to Google it right now. Some thing which is important for this article, we should emphasize on it. So the credibility of assessment is important, and the credibility of assessment and standard of education can be ensured only through transparency in teaching and assessment, right? And consistency of the examination system is cause for concern, right? And confidentiality is also a cause for the scandals in the examination, and transparency and proper oversight lack lead roles in the examination system. So this is important, and credible examination system is one of the key way to improve the standards of education, and the employability, right? The higher education regulator truly believes in decentralization from autonomous institution without oversight, right? For so for examples, and for example, instance of question paper with language errors. Sometimes you will see there are many language errors and in question also, okay. So conceptualization issues are there and irrelevant questions are there. So definitely this will hamper your performance. So employee disregarding institutional certification in favor of their own assessment. Now, the coaching markets for competitive examination and skilling due to a lack of faith in institutional certifications. So, this is important. Now India's over 1100 university, 50,000 affiliated college and 60 schools boards. So 60 schools boards, and total enrollment in higher education is 40.15 million students. 40.15 million, million, not thousand, not lakhs, but it is in million, right? Students and employee conduct rigorous assessment of candidates academic achievement and suitability for employment. Now, the article provides a critical examination of the challenge in the current education system and emphasizing the need for transparency, oversight and credibility. Okay, so it it must highlight the disconnect between institutional certification and actual learning outcomes. So calling for shift towards higher order thinking, that is HOT skills. So HOT skills is crucial. Okay, so we should emphasize transparency in teaching and assessment process, and implement external audits of assessment system to ensure reliability and consistency, right? Now, balance economy autonomy with proper oversight in educational institution. Use technology to standardize questions paper setting and evaluation process. Now codify and address issue of negligence, fraud and academic inadequacy in assessment. So release audit reports regularly to assess examination board in terms of transparency, reliability and consistency. So these are the important things. Okay, so next move to next article, that is decoding the Adani Hindenburg judgment. That is decoding the Adani Hindenburg Hindenburg judgment, right? Hindenburg judgment. So this is important. Why? Because recent recent order, the Supreme Court recent order on the Adani Hindenburg matter focus on the inquiry conducted by the Security and Exchange Board of India, that is SEBI. Security and Exchange Board of India, SEBI, right? SEBI. So there is no regulatory failure found. Okay, and the apex court conclude that there was no regulatory failure on SEBI part, and negating the need for a special investigating team, that is a special investigator team is, that is SIT. Okay, now SEBI's investigations and Supreme Court's stance. So a status of investigation. So out of 24 investigation related to the Adani Hindenburg matters, SEBI has completed 22. Okay, so Supreme Court's trust in SEBI. Okay, definitely out of 24 there will be 22 completed by SEBI. So definitely Supreme Court will trust in SEBI, and the court accepted SEBI's status report without delving into the details of the investigation, trusting SEBI to bring them a logical conclusion, right? So this is important, and there are some concerns and criticisms of the Supreme Court judgment. So first thing is lack of transparency, and the findings of the completed SEBI investigations have not been made to public, raising questions about the transparency and accountability of the process, right? Second thing, chicken and egg inquiry. Chicken, right? CEI, chicken and egg inquiry. So the Supreme Court did not address the chicken and egg situation, where SEBI's inability to identify the ultimate beneficiaries or owners of the certain overseas entitles has stalled the investigation. Now overlooked statutory violations. So, my dear friends, the judgment did not consider the alleged dilution of the regulations that could facilitate the concealment, okay, of beneficial ownership, which might be violate of the SEBI Act, right? So this is important. Now, what is the implication of the judgment? So, continued SEBI investigation. SEBI has been given an additional 3 months to conclude its inquiry into the alleged violation of minimum shareholding norms by the Adani Group company, right? And potential subversions of ongoing investigations. The deficiency in the Supreme Court judgment could potentially undermine the ongoing investigation into the Adani Group. Now, Hindenburg and Oker reports the judgment has seemingly dismissed the report by Hindenburg and OCCRP as the unrelated or inconclusive, despite their revelations about the Adani Group's financial dealing, right? So there will be historical context and ongoing concerns also. So past allegation is the Adani Group has faced similar allegation of share price manipulation and round tripping in the past, with SEBI itself filing a criminal complaint 15 years ago, right? So current investigation is that despite ongoing investigation for honor over 3 years, no criminal complaints has been registered against the Adani promoted for the recent silence, right? So I would like to conclude this article and need for re-evaluation. Definitely the deficiency in the Supreme Court judgment warrant a reconsideration in the interest of justice and transparency. So public interest and justice, ensuring that the finding of SEBI's investigations are made public and acted upon, is crucial for upholding the regulatory integrity and public trust, right? Public trust. So public trust is important. Right? So this is important. Now next thing is future of Adani investigation. Definitely the outcomes of ongoing SEBI investigation and the handling of the Hindenburg and OCCRP reports will be pivotal in the determining the course of justice in these high profile cases. So this is all about chicken, egg and inquiry, right? So you can say Adani Hindenburg judgment, right? Is it clear? No. So this is important, right? Now next article I would like to cover, that is a square kilometer array. SKA. So SKA, this is a project. This is, we can say, project, and in this project we will focus something which is related to India, or we can say definitely India will contribute Rs 1250 crore to the multinational square kilometer array project. That is significant international astronomical collaboration. Okay. So construction phase, if we talk, so SKA, that is a square kilometer array project, is being built in 2 phases, with the first phase SKA1 having the having the commenced in December 2022. Okay, and the project's headquarters, that is SKA project, is headquartered at the Jodrell Bank Observatory in the UK. And if we talk about site location, so definitely it involves constructing telescope array in Australia and South Africa, aiming to map galaxy and explore the universe with unprecedented details. So operational timeline, if we talk SKA, that is a square kilometer array 1, is expected to begin operations by 2029, right? And design and features of the SKA telescope. So array composition is the SKA will consist of 197 parabolic or radio antenna, parabolic radio antenna, 197 parabolic radio antenna in South Africa, and 1,31,072 low frequency antenna in Australia. So just you can imagine it. Now antenna design, if we talk, definitely the design includes parabolic dishes and dipole antenna capable of detecting the faint radio signals from vast distance, right? Now a spatial arrangement, so definitely the dishes and antennas will be strategically placed over large areas to calibrate the origin of observed signals of effectively right? So global collaboration in the SKA project, so consortium members, that is SKA observatory, SKAO includes 16 member countries such as Australia, South Africa, Canada, China, India, Japan, and several European nations also. So this is important, and you have to memorize, or you have to remember such things. Okay, now frequency, if we talk frequency range, definitely the South African array will focus on mid frequency signals, while the Australian telescopes will cover low frequency ranges. Now if we talk expansion plans, definitely additional dishes are planned in neighboring African country to enhance the project's data triangulation and resolution capability, right? So scientific objectives of the SKA is exploring the universe. The SKA will observe and map galaxy at the edge of the observable universe. So it providing insight into galaxy formation and evolution, right? So studying the dark ages, okay, ages. So the telescope will delve into early universe and dark age and investigate phenomena like dark matter and dark energy, right? Dark matter and dark energy. So for searching for extra terrestrial life, that is SKA will also contribute to the search for the life beyond Earth by examining habitable zones and zones around stars. So what is the India's role? So my dear friends, Pathfinder research partners, right? So India's giant wave radio telescope, operated by the National Centers for Radio Astrophysics, NCRA, that is National Center for Radio Astrophysics of Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, TIFR, is a key partner in the project, right? So consortium involvement, the SKA India consortium companies comprises 20 college and university across India, so contributing to various aspects of the project, that is all about SKA. So this is all about SKA. Now next move to next article, that is Prithvi Vigyan schemes for earth science, that is Prithvi Vigyan schemes. right? पृथ्वी 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 विज्ञान विज्ञान स्कीम for earth science, right? So what is it? So the union cabinet led by prime minister has sanctioned the Prithvi schemes, or we can say this is significant project of the Ministry of Earth Science, and with the budget of 4,797 okay crore. This is in crore, right? So this much crore. The scheme is planned for the period from 2021 to 2026. So Prithvi Vigyan scheme, this is consolidation of programs, and the Prithvi schemes unifies fix 5 existing sub schemes, and those 5 schemes are atmosphere and climate research modeling observatory system, okay, and service, that is ACROSS. Now next is ocean service modeling application resource and technology, OSMART. And next is polar science and cryosphere research, PACER. Next is seismology and geoscience, SAGE. And next one is research education training and outreach, reach out, right? So the aim is the Prithvi Vigyan scheme. The aim of this scheme is this integration is designed to enhance, we can say, our understanding of earth systems and apply scientific knowledge for societal, environmental and economic benefits. Definitely the main intention is this, okay, to enhance our understanding of earth science, or we can say earth system, and after applying scientific knowledge, we can say apply this thing for societal, environmental and economic benefits. Definitely by the help of this we can get the benefits for societal, environment and we can say economic benefits. So main objective and focus area is objective and focus area is comprehensive observation. So a scheme emphasizes long term monitoring across the atmosphere, ocean, geosphere, cryosphere, solid earth to track earth systems vital signs and changes. Now development of predictive models, it focuses on on creating models for weather, oceans and climate hazards and advancing climate change science. So exploring initiatives, exploration of polar regions and high sea is a key aspect aiming to discover new phenomena and resources, right? So technological advancements. So the scheme also stress, or we can say focuses the development of technology for the sustainable exploration of ocean resources for societal application, right? Now the role of Ministry of Earth Science. What is the role of Ministry of Earth Science? So provisions, first thing is provision of critical services. The ministry is responsible for delivering crucial service related to weather, climate, ocean and coastal states, hydrology, seismology, natural hazards. So in this definitely they are responsible, right? Now next thing is supporting in disaster management. So these services are essential for issuing forecast and warning for natural disasters, thereby aiding in disaster preparedness and risk mitigation. So holistic approach to earth system science, that is broad scope of a study. And first thing is earth system science involve studying the atmosphere, hydrosphere, geosphere, cryosphere, and biosphere. Okay, and their complex interactions. So integrated research efforts, definitely the Prithvi schemes aims to address these components comprehensively, right? So enhancing understanding, we can say the providing reliable service for India. So impact and future perspective is the addressing major challenges, right? So this is the uh, we can say impact and future prospect. So the schemes integrate research and development efforts, will tackle significant challenge in various fields like weather, climate, oceanography, cryospheric studies, and seismology. So harnessing resources sustainably, so it explore sustainable methods to utilize both living and non-living resources, and contributing to national development and environmental conservation, right? So this is important. Now let's move. Next topic is Maharashtra approves options for old pension scheme. So in this scheme, the Maharashtra cabinet has approved a proposal allowing certain state government employees to opt for the old pension schemes (OPS), old pension schemes. The option is to extend it to employee who joined the service after November 1, 2005. So based on the recruitment advertisement, definitely there will be issue before the date. So transition in pension schemes are old pension schemes. Okay, the old pension schemes guarantee pensions of half the last basic salary plus dearness allowance after minimum of 10 years of service. Okay, without employee contributions. It also provide family pension and death come retirement gratuity DCRG, right? So this is important. Now new pension schemes NPS introduced to address the growing pension bill, and the NPS, that is new pension scheme, is a market linked participatory schemes requiring contributions from the both employees and employers. So what is the background and implementation of NPS, new pension scheme? So OASIS project initiated in 1999, it led to the recommendation of the new pension schemes by the Atal Bihari Vajpayee government in 2003. Now the scheme details: employee contribute 10% of their basic salary and matched up to 14% of the employer. The funds are invested in PFRDA regulated pensions funds with the market linked returns. So account management: NPS provides a permanent retirement accounts number PRAN for the lifelong account management, right? So state adoptions: all the states except West Bengal have implemented the NPS. Some opposition ruled state announced plans to revert to the old pension scheme. So this is rationale behind NPS adoption. So pensions debt sustainability: the old pensions schemes was a fiscal burden without accumulated funds, whereas the new pension schemes relies on the accumulated funds. So addressing aging population with increasing life expectancy, okay, the old pension schemes became unsustainable, right? So new pension scheme is sustainable and old pension scheme is unsustainable, right? So preventing early retirement: the new pension scheme encourage longer service due to its long term fund fund ideology and investment and flexibility investment and flexibility, that is new pension schemes offer flexible investment options and the freedom to switch investment options and fund managers, right? Now now there are some criticisms also of new pension schemes, that is first thing is market risk. So exposure of retirement funds to market uncertainty raises concerns about the old age security. Next criticism is pension amount concern. So there is no minimum pension guarantee and pension under NPS, that is do not adjust for inflation, right? So this is important. Now accountability issue, there will be accountability issue definitely. The questions remain about the security of the invested, corruptions and accountability in market failure. So I would like to conclude. Okay, so first thing is state governments or challenges, we have to focus. So reverting to OPS requires careful consideration of financial implication on future generation. Now review and strengthening of new pension schemes. So measures such an introducing inflation indexed annuity and is assuring minimum returns and ensuring timely registration and contributions can strengthen the NPS. So balanced approach is a nuanced approach is needed to balance fiscal sustainability with providing adequate social security to retirees, right? So this is important. Now I think this is complete, and it is suffice for your exam perspective. Now next thing is India to participate in a square kilometer. India participation in SKA, that is a square kilometer array. So India will contribute Rs 1250 crore, right? So this is enough, I think, to multinational square kilometer array project, a significant international astronomical collaboration. So this is important, right? Or so I already covered this article. Okay, so this is from next newspaper. So by mistake it comes again. Okay, now next thing is DG Yatra initiatives. So what is DG Yatra initiative? DG Yatra initiative. So travelers at Indian airports have raised privacy concerns over DG Yatra initiative, so which involves collecting facial biometrics without explicit consent. So DG Yatra offers paperless airport duty entry, paperless airport entry, and using facial recognition, right? Facial recognition. So technology, facial recognition technology. So this is important. Now the aim for paperless contactless airport checkpoints, identifying travelers by facial features linked to boarding passes. So this system automates passenger entry at various points like airport entry, security checks and boarding is using facial recognition. Now passenger no longer need to present ID cards and boarding passes. Okay, now the DG Yatra Foundation, that is a joint venture with stakeholders including the Airport Authority of India and major Indian airports, is implementing the project. So The Airport Authority of India holds a 26% stake, okay, while five major airports equally share the remaining 74%. 74%, right? So, how to use Digi Yatra? So, for using Digi Yatra, passenger register on the Digi Yatra app with the Aadhaar validation and self-captured image. Right now, next they can scan. They scan their boarding pass, sharing credential with airport authority at the airport e-gate. Passenger scan their boarding pass. The facial recognition system validates their identity and travel documents, right? And after validation, passenger can enter through the e-gate, and normal security clearance and boarding procedures still apply, right? So, need for Digi Yatra. Why need for Digi Yatra? Digi Yatra, Digi Yatra, right? Digi Yatra. Why? So first thing is facial recognition technology streamlines flying and reduce airport congestion. Definitely, it will reduce congestion. This technology already in use at airport like Dubai, Singapore, Al Atlanta, and Narita, Japan, or it enhance efficiency. Definitely, it will enhance efficiency, and data privacy and security concerns are there. So data usage and deletion. Passenger data will be used only for defined purpose and deleted 24 hours after flight departure, right? So after flight departure, after 24 hours of flight departure, that will be deleted permanently. So this is data privacy and security. Okay, next thing is compliance and concerns. So FRT system will adhere to India's data privacy and protection practice. However, concerns have been raised about the adequacy of the Personal Data Protection Bill, Personal Data Protection Bill 2019, which falls short of standards set by the Justice Sri Krishna Committee and does not fully align with the Justice K.S. Puttaswamy versus Union of India judgment on the right of privacy. So this is thing. Okay. Now next thing is concern. There is concerns over biometric scanning at airports. So privacy and consent. So issue of data storage, access, and the options opt out raise privacy concerns among passengers. Definitely. So biometric data misuse. Without clear regulations, there is a risk of personal data being accessed or misused by unauthorized entity. Okay, so it may be chance. Okay, now issue with biometric scanning technology. So inherent bias. Research indicates that FRT and AI can be biased with higher misidentification rates for non-white individuals and algorithm discrimination. So there may be algorithm discrimination, right? Okay. So according to a study, and a study have shown the matching learning algorithms can discriminate based on race and gender. So I would like to conclude this thing. First thing is advancement in air travel. So implementation of FRT in Indian airports market marks a significant technological advancement in air travel. Next thing is addressing privacy concerns. So ensuring robust data privacy measures and addressing inherent biases in technology are crucial for the successful and either ethical implementation of FRT system. Now next is future of air travel security. Security. Okay, so FRT becomes more prevalent. Continuous evaluation and improvement of this system will be essential to safeguard passenger privacy and enhance travel efficiency. Definitely it will enhance travel efficiency, right? So next thing is revival of the tiger, a joint effort and cultural renaissance. So the article highlights the success of Corbett Tiger Reserve in India in managing and conserving its tiger population, emphasizing the importance of balanced approach involving wildlife protection, community engagement, and ecological sustainability. Right? Ecological sustainability. Right? So some highlights I would like to focus on that. That is CTR, and that is spanning 1288.31 square kilometer, has shown significant progress in tiger conservation, recording the highest density of wild tiger globally from 231 to 260 in 4 years. Now the rich okay. So rival of the tiger. So revival of tiger. A joint efforts or cultural resistances. A joint efforts and cultural resistances. Right? Cultural resistance. So in this article we will see the highlight and the success of Corbett Tiger Reserve, CTR. CTR is Corbett Tiger Reserve in India in managing and concerning its tiger population, emphasizing the importance of balanced approach involving wildlife protection and community management and ecological sustainability. Definitely CTR is spanning 1288.31 square kilometer, has shown significant progress in tiger conservation, recording the highest density of wild tigers globally from 231 to 260 in 4 years. So richly forested, highly biodiverse landscape attracts various enthusiasts and researchers. So articles acknowledge the unused, unsung heroes among the forest staff and local community who contribute to reserve ecosystem. Now grassland and water management practice. So strategic wildlife corridors and addressing human if wildlife conflicts are vital aspects of CTRA. That is holistic approach. So there will be challenges also. So challenges is what challenges will be there? So human wildlife conflicts, particularly with the tigers and elephants, pose a formidable challenges. So ensuring the safety and security of the forest staff who face risk while patrolling the reserve. So balancing the economic dependency of local community on tiger related tourism with the risk posed by the wild animals, right? So this is important, right? Now there are terms which is important and you have to google it, okay, one by one. And that is tiger reserve conservation plan, conservation plan, TCP. Okay, next thing is core and buffer zone, core and buffer zone, right? Next is biodiversity. If you facing problems in these terms, definitely you have to google it. Grassland management. Now wildlife corridors, human wildlife conflicts, eco development committee, EDC. And there are something which is important for related to this, that is unforgettable site, that is the dread and danger lurking in the treacherous gaze of a stalking tiger. A delicate balance of forest flora and fauna is crucial for healthy forest ecology. Now, the raging incidence of human elephants and tiger human conflicts poses a formidable challenges. Living with Tiger initiatives aims at creating awareness and behavioral change among local community. Right. So, something important, that is example. Okay. So, a glimpse of peerless glimpse of peerless kings of jungle in all his majesty is truly captivating. The only way ahead is by enjoying forest conservation upon all local stakeholders. Now, the revival of the tiger since 1973 has meant a cultural resistance and revival of our conservation ethics and values. Okay. For example, the success of the beehive fencing project to guard crops against wild elephants. Now, the Living with Tigers initiatives promoting awareness and behavioral changes among school children and villagers. So, the economic dependence of Ramnagar districts on the tiger relation tourisms, related tourisms, that is key facts. Okay, CTR covers 1288.31 square kilometer, recorded 260 tiger in 2022. Now, 27 different kinds of grasslands are present at CTR. Okay. Now, the beehives fencing project resulting in the creation of Corvette honey managed by the local economic development committee. So something related to it is most important. The article acknowledges the complexity of human life conflicts as wicked problems and requiring unique solution. It emphasizes the need for collaboration, engaging and socio-cultural sensitive approach in addressing conservation challenges. Right. So, continue efforts to balance economic benefits of tiger relation related tourism with wildlife conservation is important, and a scale of successful initiatives like the beehive fencing project and living with tiger awareness program. So, strengthening community engagement for longer terms for conservation of efforts is important, right? So, we should promote sustainable practice for wildlife protection, grassland management and water conservation. So, these are the things which is important, right? Water conservation. Okay. So, next I would like to cover that is TDS, or tedious liability on ONDC transaction. Right? So this is tedious, and Central Board of Direct Taxes, CBDT, Central Board of Direct Taxes recently stated that 1% tax deducted at source TDS on e-commerce sales will apply to the entire transaction. So firstly you have to understand what are changes proposed by CBDC. CBDC, that is Central Board of Direct Taxes, CBDT, clarified 1% tax deducted at source of TDS. Okay, source tax deducted source on e-commerce sales. Okay, so it is introduced in 2020 and applies to the entire transaction value. So this encompasses charges and fees by a e-commerce operator in the we can say open network digital commerce, ONDC, ONDC, right? open open So, uh, open network digital commerce. Okay. Now, the guidelines specify the TDS liability covers the gross transaction, right? And amount including the packaging, shipping fees and convenient fees. Seller side e-commerce operators deduct TDS during payment, file returns and issue certificates to seller, and this aims to provide clarity on e-commerce taxation through ONDC and promote a network for revolutionizing digital economy by connecting buyers and sellers across platforms. So section 194 O, okay, O of the Income Tax Act 1961 provide that all e-commerce operators shall deduct income tax at the rate of 1% of the gross amount of sale of goods, service or both, right? So open network ONDC, open network digital commerce, is a private non-profit sections 8 company established by the Department for Promotions of Industry and Internal Trade, okay, DPIIT, in 2022. So to develop open e-commerce, it is aimed at promoting open networks for all aspects of exchange of goods and services over digital and electronic networks right? So this is to be based on open source methodology using open specification and open networks and protocols independent of any specific platform. So it allows providers and consumers to use any compatible applications for transactions for fostering inclusivity, right? So this is important. Now ONDC, open network digital corporation, digital we can say digital commerce, okay, digital commerce, that is compatible for transaction fostering and inclusivity. And this is cataloging and order management, empowering the small business also, and with the choice of platforms, or we can say beyond that platforms, someone who is a specific policy, and some we can say encourage digital adoption. So digital adoption is important. Why? Digital adoption, without adopting this digitally, we cannot achieve something special. So this is important, right? So next thing is tax deducted at source, TDS. Tax deducted at source, that is TDS, is income tax reduced from the money paid at the time of making specified payments like rent, commission, professional fees, salary, interest, etc., by the persons making such payment. So usually the persons receiving income is liable to pay income tax, TDS. Okay, so tax deduction, okay, tax deduction source, it aims to collect tax from the very source of income. Now persons deductor, we can say, is liable for, or we can say liable to make payment to any other persons, and that is deductee, shall subtract tax at source and remit the same into the account of the central government. Now the recipient will add the gross amount to his income, and the amount of TDS is adjusted to against his final tax liability. So this is all about, and I cover almost 10 to 11, I think, topics, 10 to 11 topics, and all the topics are important. For this prelims examination 2025. Okay, and hope you will enjoy it, and definitely I will cover entire 1.5 year current affairs. I will skip nothing. I am sure about it. I am skip nothing, and definitely from this lecture definitely you will see maximum question from over here, and either it may be direct or indirect, but it will be there. Okay, so I hope this will be very useful for you for your exam. Okay, so thank you so much.